Good afternoon, students. Today we have to continue the first chapter, Introduction to Microeconomics. In the last class, we have completed types of economics. In this video, we have to discuss about the rest of the concept of this chapter, basic economic problems and production possibility curve. Then the food production and uses of production possibility curve. Okay, let's see. What is the basic economics problem? If resources are abundant and wants are so few, then there would be no economic problems. But this situation can never exist in economic activities. Understood? The resources are always scarce and our wants are unlimited. Hence, in every society have certain choices to be made. Isn't it? With our scarce resources, we are managing our wants or satisfying our wants. This is the basic problem. The economic problems are wants, desire, unlimited. Because of human wants, there will be desires, unlimited wants, isn't it? And resources are scarce, not freely available. Economic choices is there. We have with our scarce resources going to select our choice. Economics means how the people uses scarce resources to satisfy their unlimited wants. This is the economic problem. So with these economics problems only, the economic activities are going on. What and how much to produce? This is the first problem, what and how much to produce. Every society must decide on what goods it will produce or how much of these it will produce. Say they should know about what they have to produce and how much they have to produce. In this process, the crucial decision include here. What are the crucial decision? Whether to produce more of good, clothing and housing, or to have more luxury goods. So this is the choice, isn't it? That's why they have to what to produce and how much they have to produce. Whether they have to concentrate producing cloth or house like that, or like luxury goods. Whether to have more agricultural goods or to have industrial goods and services. So this is also what to produce in the agricultural field. Whether they have to give importance to agricultural goods or industrial goods. Whether to use more resources in education and health or to use more resources in military services. Suppose they have to give importance to the education department and health or more important given to the resources in the military services. So which is first preference. So that what to produce, how to produce, they have to decide. Whether to have more consumption goods or to have investment goods. Whether they have to concentrate more consumption goods or have to interest in investments of investment goods. Whether to spend more on basic education or higher education. So which one is first preference given to education? So these are the problems given here, what and how much they have to produce. See here, the economic problems are what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. How to produce. What is how to produce? Every society has to decide whether it will use labor intensive technology or capital intensive technology. That is, whether to use more labor or less machines, vice versa. They have to decide because the scarce resources they have. That's why they have to choose. Yes, that's why they have to give importance to intensive, labor intensive or machine intensive. Okay, suppose they have to using the technology, any new technology, whether which is going with the labor intensive or machine intensive. This is how to produce. They have to select. For whom to produce? Every society must also decide how its produce be distributed among the different sections of the society. Suppose they produced, they given importance with the scarce resources, and they have to decide whom to produce. Understood? So that every society must also decide how its produce to be distributed among the different sections of the society. It must also decide who gets more and who gets less, the which community peoples getting more benefit or who are going to get less benefit. It should also decide whether or not a minimum amount of consumption to be ensured for everyone in the society. They should decide. If a government deciding anything, how to produce, what to produce, and for whom to produce, they should decide. Okay, whether they have to concentrate the poor people or the higher class people. So that due to the scarce resources, a society faces the compulsion of making choice among alternatives. So they have to go with alternative uses, which is the compulsion. So that it faces the problem of allocating the scarce resources to the production of different possible goods and services, and of distributing the produced goods and services among the individual within the economy. So they have to distribute to the all the peoples. So individual means, so possible goods, whatever possible goods produced by them. So it may be different possible goods and services, and of it distributing the produced goods and services among the individual with the economy. This is the basic problems. What are the basic problems? What and how much produced, how to produce, for whom to produce. Next topic is production possibility curve. So we know that the basic problems. In this basic problem explained through the diagram, this is production possibility curve. The problem of choice between relatively scarce commodities due to the limited productive resources with the society can be illustrated with the help of a geometric level, okay, or geometric device, which is known as production possibility curve, in short PPC. Okay, production possibility curve shows the menu of choice along with a society can choose to substitute one good for another good, assuming a given state of technology. So whatever technology they have to use, and given total resources, whatever resources given to the producer. So within the scarce resources, what technology they have to use and how much they have to produce. The explanation of the analysis of production possibility curve is based upon the certain assumption. Some of them are following here. We have some assumption. The time period does not change. Given time period does not change. It remains the same throughout the curve. Techniques of production are phased. There is full employment in the economy. Only two goods can be produced from the given resources. Resources of production are fully mobile. Resources are technology. Resources of the production are fully mobile. The factors of production are given in quantity and quality. The law of diminishing returns operates in the production. So these are the assumptions. When we are going to making any production possibility curve, it based upon the assumption. So that's why we are making some assumptions about the production possibility curve. If some of these assumptions changes are neglected, then it affects the nature of the production possibility curve. Let us see through the production possibility schedule. Suppose a government going to concentrate making food production and also the car production. See here in this schedule explain us production possibilities, 6 possibilities given. So quantity of food production given in tons, number of car production given in numbers, okay, 25 to 0. This is the schedule. This schedule suggests that if all resources are thrown into the production of food, a maximum of 500 tons of food can be produced. Suppose they are going to produce food production only. All the resources are going to utilize in the food production. So 500 tons of food then they can be produced with the given existing technology and resources. If on the other side all resources are instead are used for producing cars, 25 cars can be produced. Suppose they stopped the food production, they only concentrating manufacturing car. So 25 cars only can be produced. In between these two extremes, these are the two extreme possibilities exist. If we are willing to give up some food, we can have some cars. Okay, we have some cars, which is the second possibility. See in the schedule, in the second possibility, the food production concentrated 100 tons. Here car reduced from 25 to 23. So we can obtain a production possibility curve by drawing production possibility schedule graphically. The quantity of food is shown on x-axis and the number of cars shown on y-axis. Go through the diagram. See here. The quantity of food is shown on the x-axis and the number of cars is shown y-axis. The different 6 production possibilities are being shown as point P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 and P6. So food production is, if we assume that innumerable production possibility exists between any two production possibility schedule, we get the production possibility curve P1 to P6. P1 is the P1, P6 is the two extreme level, isn't it? So this shows that the locus of points of the different possibilities of production of two commodities which a firm or an economy can produce with the help of given resources and technologies of production. Points of the outside the production possibility, which means P. See there, beyond the curve, beyond the production possibility curve, the point P given, which is outside of the production possibility curve, are unattainable as society's resources of production are not sufficient to give output beyond the curve. They cannot move beyond the line. Okay, there is no resources. So given resources are very scarce resources. The technology also using according to the resources given, so that we cannot move beyond the line. Points lying inside the curve like P7, see there, P7 given there, are which is attainable. So point P is unattainable curve. Point 7 is attainable by society, but at these points resources production are not fully employed. P7 is not fully employed resources. For example, if the society is producing at point P4, then it can be increased the production of food keeping the number of car constant. The number of car constant, or it can be increase the production of cars keeping the food grains output. The food grains output may be constant, or it can be increased the output of both the goods simultaneously. Okay, able to understand? So how much they have to concentrate on those goods, whether they have to concentrate the food production or car manufacturing. This is the production possibility curve. Shift of production possibility curve. The PPC shift upwards or downward due to the change in the supply of productive resources and the change in the state of technology. Suppose they have to change anything, resources or technology, the production possibility curve may be going ups and down. The production capacity of an economy grows over time through increase in the resources supplies and improvement of technology. Suppose technology improved by the government while making the production. So what will be there? The production capacity of an economy grows over a time. Within a time, they may be produced more. This enables PPC to shift upwards. So the production possibility curve may be going upwards from AE to A1, E1 as shown in the figure. See here in this picture, the changes in the supply of productive resources and the changes in the state of technology. Depending upon the resources and technology, the curve moving upwards and downwards. The production possibility of an economy grows over a time through increase in the resources supply and improvement in the technology. Suppose resources increased and technology also increased there, the production possibility curve or the production capacity will be increased over a time. This enables the PPC curve to shift upward from AE, see here AE to A1, E1, see going upward. This outward shift of the PPC is the basic features of economic growth. Able to understand? See here the uses of production possibility curve given. What are the uses we have to discuss here? Through the device of PPC can be used for many analytical purposes. We shall discuss below some of the popular uses. The first one is problem of choice. Yes, problem of choice we have, isn't it? An individual or the government having the choice to produce whether the food production or car. So like that in our daily life, the consumer also have choice. What they have to give first priority. So which is the side. Because the limited resources we have, unlimited wants we have. So that it may relate to the allocation of resources between goods for higher class income group and the lower class income group people, and the goods for the defense and civilians. Okay, whether the goods for the civilian or defense peoples. Since the PPC is the locus of the combination of the goods for, the problems of choice will not arise when we choose any point of PPC. You can any point of PPC choose because choice is there. So problem of choice. The notion of scarcity. We can explain the notion of scarcity with the help of PPC. So the scarcity also noted by the PPC. We know that every society possesses only a specific amount of resources. Yes, which can be produced only limited amount of output even with the help of the best technology, because resources are limited resources and economic scarcity of best fact of the life. So given limited resources, they have to give better production, whatever the best technology used by them. The production possibility curve reflects the constraints imposed by the elements of economic scarcity. So which is given importance to the economic scarcity. That's why the notion of scarcity. Solution of central problems. It can give the solution of the central problems. The central problem of an economy can be explained with the help of PPC. We can explain through the PPC curve. The solution of problem of what to produce and involves in the decision regarding the choice of location on the production possibility curve. We know that the choice, which means problems, the basic problems. What are the basic problems? What and how to produce, whom to produce. These are the basic problems. So a production combination represented by any point inside the PPC indicate that the economy is using inefficient method of production and inefficient combination of resources. Suppose PPC indicate the going to beyond the point of inside, which may be inefficient production method used by them. So this is can show through the PPC curve. Students, you learned the production possibility curve and basic problems. What are the basic problems in economic, and then what and how much to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. These are the basic problems. So today in this video we discussed in this concept. So we completed the chapter. Yes, first chapter over today itself. This chapter has given the broad overview of economics. What is economics? Overall overview given in this chapter. Moreover, the present certain common characteristics of economic definitions of wealth, welfare, scarcity, growth, three essential questions of an economy must solve here. So what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce, and also looked at divisions of economics and distinguish between micro and macroeconomics. So it has introduced some basic concepts frequently appearing throughout the lessons. Yes, it is perhaps both important, the study of economics, and intellectually fascinating adventure, highly relevant, and it affects people's life. So that every now and then after learning lessons, think of economic activities in and around you. So this is the concept given in this chapter. Go through the video from the first video to the last video carefully. Understand the concept and thorough the concept. Okay. Today you have to write 2 questions. What are the basic problems? Okay. You have to explain briefly. Okay. You are writing the answers and all 2 mark like. Okay. Don't go like that. You should write fully what are the basic problems in the economy and production possibility curve with the diagram, schedule and diagram. Okay.